All right, back at it again. Another tier list. Gonna do some crazy stuff. By crazy stuff, I mean this time we're just ranking every Modest Mouse song, and this time I have my microphone here. So hopefully the audio shouldn't be as quiet and possible to hear. I think that'd be a good thing. I just got out of the shower. My hair is kind of being funky, so we're rolling. Um, but for some background for why I'm like one of the most qualified people on earth to do this tier list. Well, I through my entire seventh and eighth grade years, I had a period where for about probably 18 months, the only band to listen to is Modest Mouse. I'd go home, I'd probably listen to two Modest Mouse albums a night. I think I've listened to every Modest Mouse album over 50 times. Some of them probably over 100. I've probably listened to the first two over 100 times each. Um, to say I'm a super fan would be putting it lightly. At a time I knew like all the rarities, the live only songs. It was truly an obsession that took my life for like 2 years. And I've been to two Modest Mouse shows live. Both are amazing. I'll probably be talking about that a lot as I go through the songs. But um, yeah, Modest Mouse is a huge part of my life, and I know them like the back of my hand. So I think this should go well. And today, not one but two glasses of water. That's I like the screenshots. Like Will Toledo holding bread. So there we go. Cause we're gonna strap in for the long haul here. I believe I counted. There's like 111 songs here. It's not even all the songs. I'm not sure if this has Whenever You See Fit, which is a crime because that would be an instant 10. Yeah, I don't think it does. It has I'm Still Here, but not Whenever You See Fit. That's what I call cringe. Alright, so I'm gonna remake some of the tiers here, kind of like we did for Radiohead, because I prefer numbers. Numbers are more mathematic. So we're gonna add a row below. Uh, no, I want that to be a different color. I'm a little bit aesthetically minded. I can do this. Frankly, I don't think we'll be needing like a four row very much, but I'll put it in just to be safe. And there are no like I haven't listened. There are some that I don't remember as well. Like, well, no, the only two are I'm Still Here and Poison the Well. Even though I saw Poison the Well live, but we'll discuss that then. So to start off, we're starting off strong. Little Motel. Um, Little Motel is really that's an amazing song. It's so emotional. That's one of the. I remember when I was just getting into Modest Mouse, I saw that music video and I was just in. I was so in. I remember I think I cried the first time I saw the music video because I really only pieced together what was happening at the end, and now it's like an emotional song for me because now I've been through a breakup. I know how it is, and what can I say? It hurts immensely. It's an incredibly good emotional song. Also, this is gonna be an incredibly long video, by the way, because I'm gonna talk like this a lot. The freaking wailing guitar solo is amazing. However, I'm gonna have to be very specific in this tier list because if I'm not, there would be like 30 tens, and that's simply too many. I'm gonna have to be very granular. Little Motel's a 9. Incredible song. Head South. Um, Head South is nice. I'm thinking about making a video on why I think Long Drive is the best Modest Mouse album and why some of the boring spots work on it because it's kind of the point of the album. It's supposed to be a monotonous album. It's called Long Drive for someone with nothing to think about. That's kind of the whole point. So that's why songs like Ohio really work on it. This is kind of one of those. It's not really boring because it has a whole screaming head south part, which is awesome. But I think it's like an 8. I think it has some funny lyrics in the beginning, but it's not that as good as some of the others, but it's still a good song. Actually, no, I'm gonna move it down to 7. I think that's better. Ground Walks, Time in a Box. I love the riff here. I think Ground Walks. I think that's. I'd feel comfortable putting that at 8. I think it's a really fun song, you know. It's great. I'm gonna be doing a lot of singing in this video, by the way, just while I have so much water. Coyotes. Um, I really like the version where it's Isaac's girlfriend singing. That's a great version. Um, Lisa something. Anyway, yeah, I think the song on its own is pretty good. It's nothing incredible. It's fine. By fine is good, but it's like a 7. I think it has some good lyrics on it though. The View. Oh, this is a great song. As life gets longer, it also feels softer, and it feels pretty soft to me. This feels like a song that I underrate. And that's a really stupid sentiment. Because if I underrate it, why don't I just rate it higher? If I'm aware that I'm underrating it, why don't I change that? My answer to you would be, shut up. And that's why The View is at 8. Pups to Dust. The most fun I had this song was at the concert when I was at the second one, where they were playing this, and when I got to the part where my dirty thoughts, I just freaking, like, yelled as loud as I possibly could to embarrass my friends. That was a very fun time. However, Pups to Dust is not a great song. It's fine. Oh, what people are made of. I remember I fell asleep to Moon Antarctica once. First off, I gotta be real with you. This is something that's been the wrong button actually ups my volume. This has been something that's been on my mind. This looks like Frieza, right? Just watch this. Come on. That's that. It's got the point. It's got the horns. Let's freeze it. Anyway, what people are made of is amazing. I fell asleep to this album once, and that song like jolted me awake. And this was such a crazy good song live. It was one of the ones I wanted to see live most, and I got it my second time around. I have a video recording of it on my Google Drive, which was amazing. Not the video recording, but rather the experience. The video recording is concert recording, of course, it's going to be blown out and terrible. But it was so fun. I was losing my mind. But that's a 9. That's a fantastic album closer. Styrofoam Boots. It's all nice on ice. See, this is an interesting one. I do consider myself a Christian. I mean, like, no, I don't relate to a lot of modern American Christianity because I think a modern American Christianity is now just kind of a cult tied to republicanism, which isn't very Christian at all. You know, I mean, I'm a democratic socialist. I think that'll kind of tell you a lot about my views, but I do consider myself a Christian. I do consider Jesus Christ my Lord and Savior, which is, you know, the part that really matters. So this song could seem like a little touchy to me, but I don't, you know, it's in the same way that I view like Candide by Voltaire as a great work, I view this as a great work. What can I say? Yes, it opposes my views. However, the poetry to it is so great that I don't really care. Like, it's really, you know, in a vacuum, it's amazing. And I have to respect that. It is a fantastic song, and especially the transition to It's All Nice on Ice, Alright. I remember I used to do this thing on, like, Fridays, where I'd get in the car to go to school, and this is in high school, and I would put on I would start on Polar Opposites, and this was in, like, freshman year. It was still kind of in my Modest Mouse obsession. I'd put on Polar Opposites, and then I'd just play through the end of the album, and remember when it got to that point, I'd just turn it up to as loud as I could, like, just so I would be, like, jolted when the drums kicked in. I think this is our first 10. Styrofoam Boots is amazing. Baby Blue Sedan, I feel I'm not as crazy about this song as a lot of people are. Like, I've had friends who, like, adore this song, but I think it's good. I really kind of dislike its placement on Lonesome Crowded West on its vinyl edition. I think it was fine alone. But I think it's still a pretty good song, but I think it's more like a 7 to me, whereas a lot of people put it at like a 9. Wicked Campaign. Oh, 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 this wicked campaign. I like singing it because it's one of the coolest ones I can do an octave down. I think this is a good song. I think it just, I like the kind of almost spacey instrumental to it. It's a good song, what can I say? Dashboard, it's probably my least favorite of the three Modest Mouse kind of pop singles that they're at the top, being Float On, that, and this is my worst nightmare. Hold on. You know the one. Frickin' Lampshade's on Fire. That's the one! What can I say? I mean, I've seen that song live twice and listened to it like an incredible amount of times, but my brain don't be working at full speed, but you know, that's cool. Dashboard is the weakest of the three, in my opinion. It's only like it's a 7, whereas you'll see the other rankings. Dashboard's still pretty fun though. Other people's lives, I've had very many personal experience to this song. I remember, I don't know, this song's just intensely happy to me. The night is just a general trigger warning for death here for like the next 30 seconds. Remember the night before my dad died, I listened to this song and just kind of realized that everything will be alright. Everything's going to be okay. And it was really comforting to me. And then I remember as the ball dropped, I synced it up that same year to Isaac screaming, alright in the song. I'm fed up and I need to go out of existence down the road forever. No, it's oh yeah! And then I synced it up to that, and that was amazing. However, one minus point, I was in Arkansas and I forgot to turn off my phone alarm, and that song was my phone alarm because I needed something to get me up to go there because I was having crippling anxiety just thinking about it. So that song accidentally went off in like a room full of people at like 6 a.m., which was a little bit cringe, but I've gotten over that. Regardless of all that, the point is this song's a 10 for me. I don't know if it's objectively a 10, but it means so much to me. Polar Opposites, oh, I love this song. The bass of boom doo doo goo doo, and of course, I'm trying to drink away the part of the day that cannot sleep away. I think Polar Opposites, no, Polar Opposites is an 8. It's a very strong song, but I have to be very granular. It just kind of doesn't have a lot of the punch that some 9s will have. If I weren't being as granular, it could easily go to a 9, but you know, that's kind of the point of a tier listing video is to be aggressively granular. Alright, World at Large. This song is another one of the most personal for me. It's one of the Modest Mouse songs that feels it was written specifically for me, because recently I've been feeling a lot of drifting, kind of drifter stuff, and I know this isn't Sam's life story, the video, but this is my tier list, so I can talk about me all I want. I remember specifically on one day, I think it was the one where we went to never mind, I was on a date, and I asked my then partner, like, do you ever really kind of just get the feeling to drop everything and just move to another part of the world and start a new life? And she was just like, no. And I was like, oh, so I sure do. And now look at me. I mean, I literally did that. I burnt most of my bridges, or I didn't really burn them. I just let most of them rot over time until the point where they're not structurally stable. And I started a new life, and now I'm just kind of laying incognito at my new school. Now, I don't know a lot of people. I don't talk to a lot of people, and life is awesome. And I feel that, you know, eventually, you know, when I'm an adult, I'll want to be drifting a lot. I want to be moving. Just that, I don't know, I do best with, it's not that I hate having friends. I don't like talking to people that much. I mean, there are, of course, exceptions. Like, you know, Ethan and Mitch, if you're watching this video, AJ, and all of you, I adore talking to. And, you know, to everyone on Twitter that may be watching these videos, if you're wondering like why I don't DM a ton, why I don't instigate conversation, is that it's not that I don't want to. It's not that I don't like talking to you. It's just that I don't talk very much except for myself. Anyway, that one that rant got very off track. But the point is, this is a 10. This song was written for me. It's like the Junji Ito thing. Sugar Boats. I adore this song. This song is incredible. This song is so fun. I know my Modest Mouse mutuals on Twitter totally agree that this song is just on another. It's so much fun, dude. How can you not love it? It's just it's just so fun. Seeing it live was so good. I remember I have a set list up there. Is Spitting Venom, which is we'll get that later. Then Sugar Boat's second song. I remember everything in my body just ached. It's just at like the third song just bear me with it because of how hard I was dancing, how hard I was going. Oh, Sugar Boats is so much fun. Sleepwalking. This song makes me feel down bad. I remember I tried to get this into my school prom once, but it didn't really work out because, me trying to get a Modest Mouse song into a school dance where everyone's dancing to like Christian pop isn't really the thing that's going to happen. The best song we ever got there was we got Crab Rave and Megalovania. Megalovania to play one year, and that was the most fun I ever had at a prom. I don't like dancing. I hate proms, just on kind of a concept, but dancing with the dudes to those songs was the highlight of like all my prom experience. Anyway, really sweet kind of comfort song, but also makes me feel down bad. We've Got Everything. Join Pups to Dust. I don't like this song very much. It's my least favorite song in the album. It's not bad, but I mean it's just fine. Devil's Workday. Hi Keaton. Anyway. Oh, people that you know. I think this song, I don't like it that much actually. I'm so sorry to hype it up like that, Keaton, if you're watching, but I don't like it that much. It's a nice, fun song. I like the part where he jumps the octave. I think that's fun. Ansel, this song kind of hits. It's just kind of emotional. I think Ansel's like a 7. I like it more than Devil's Workday. I think it's a nice song because Isaac hadn't really opened up about that experience in his life before that. Bukowski. This song it feels kind of like New Orleans-y to me. It feels kind of sleazy. I like it a lot. I think Bukowski is like an 8. Actually, no, I'll move it down to 7 because I think it might be a little long-winded. I think some of the segments probably going a little bit too long. Oh, Black Cadillacs is so much fun. Yeah, as I was looking up the set list, that was in the encore of my first show. It was so much fun. That's a good song. Not quite as much fun as Sugar Boats, though. Still a great song. I just, the opening, I can imagine it perfectly in my head because how many times I listened to it. Invisible, for a long time I thought the last 3 tracks on the album were just peak Modest Mouse, and I still think they're incredible, but Invisible, I think it's an underrated song. I think Invisible is super good. You're not invisible inside your car. I think Invisible's easy 8. I think that's a great song. Oh, Talking Shit About a Pretty Sunset. I think this might objectively be the best Modest Mouse song. I think it might be that. Its lyricism is just perfection. I think it's only like beaten by like Crack Music by Kanye West for like best lyrics of all time. Every line is just like a punch in the gut. It's not a punch. It's like a gun wound. It's like a bullet wound. It hurts so bad to listen to, and that's why it's on my playlist of songs to not listen to unless I want to ruin my week. I've cried to this song a lot. It's a very easy 10. I think you could ask anyone that and they put it there because that's where it belongs to. That's what it deserves to be. Might. I don't think you're. You know what? I think I could just delete 4. I don't think anything's gonna go in 4, but let's see. Dog Paddle. I think they're as skits. They're kind of fine. I think the album does benefit from them to some extent. I think if you remove them, it would be a little bit jumpy between, like, themes, but, or at least feelings, but I don't know. They're fine. They exist, and I don't feel strongly one way or the other. Whenever you breathe out, I'm breathing in, I breathe in, I'm breathing in, positive, negative. That's one of my favorite songs to play on guitar because it's just, oh, that was sure one of the notes. It was just, nope. That's one of my favorite riffs that I use a lot in my own songs. I kind of hold my guitar up here so you can see. It's just moving from the kind of G here, and then just moving your first two fingers down, so that and then muting the top string. I know Brand New uses that, and The Boy Blocked His Own Shot too, and that's a song I'd rather not talk about, but that is, I adore that riff. I think, no, that's a 10, come on, the lyrics are really, really personal for me too. No, it's a 9, because Other People's Lives is better. That's idiotic reasoning, but don't talk to me about it. Arch Into the Sea is kind of like a raving, just foaming at the mouth song. I think it's really good. I think it gets an 8. Yeah, the bell curve is already shifting up higher than the Radiohead for this one. Well, no, the Radiohead is on 7 and 8 too. So I guess it's kind of the same. Anyway, Perpetual Motion Machine. The best thing this song ever did was become an outro for Trailer Trash. That's literally the only way I know it. With your teeth to your lips and your hair to the ground, you hear the fish and they're making this sound. We just wanna go walk around and feel what it's like to fall down. That I had to kind of biff the ending part there, but if you've never heard that, the Electric Factory 2007 show is required listening. I think it's like, I think that's right. Perpetual Motion Machine is not one of the highlights on the album. Alone Down There gets a 7. I think it's a nice breakup between Cold's, the freaking, it's the cold parts of the earth. So long to the cold part of the world. Yeah, there's cold part. Anyway, and Stars Projectors. I think it's a good kind of required song. I like this song. I think it's fun. Seeing it live was nice. I like the wailing guitars. That's the Tortoise and the Tourist, if you're only listening for Tabbed Out. A good song. I'm Still Here. You're going to be the only song in 4. I listened to you once and I was filled with disgust. I have this song on vinyl. It was a gift, and I'll resell it someday because I'm not particularly attached to either the songs or the person who gave it to me anymore. However, yeah, bad song. Dark Side of the Universe. I used to be way bigger into the song than I am now. I used to be way bigger into the Night on the Sun version than I am now as well. I think it just needed to go a little bit harder. I'll say it. I think it needed to go a little bit harder. Also, I spun off the road in my car once to this song, which wasn't pleasant. I think it's... putting it at 7 would be kind of a crime. That's kind of a crime, dude. That's kind of a crime. Okay, I'll put it at 8. It deserves an 8, but I think it should have gone a little bit harder. Lounge Closing Time. Oh, this song is awesome. This song is an easy 8. Whereas Dark Side of the Universe is a hard 8. That's an easy 8. I loved kind of the chill atmospheric nature of it. It's a really good cut, and especially in the point that it's at in Lonesome Crowded West. Excellent song. Blame It on the Tetons. This song is amazing. I think the mixing could have used a little work because the bass is very loud. But other than that, its lyrics are just is poetry. This is just philosophical poetry. It's incredible. Absolutely coffee house banger. This song is probably a 9 just because of the lyrical content alone. And let's see, what do we have next? Bury Me With It. Okay, yeah, this is the third song on that first live show, and it was incredible. It's so fun. That's a 9 just because how fun the song is. Pistol. If Pistol came out today, I think people would like it a lot more. We live in the era of Charlie XCX and 100 Gex, that's a good thing, by the way. I like both those artists. I think, like, if Isaac pitch shifted the vocals even more, this could have been a really beloved song. For now, it's like a 6. I know a lot of people put it as Modest Mouth's single worst song, but hey, I think it's better than I'm Still Here. Working off. Hey, that's the spelling error. I'm working off Leaving and Living. Well, actually, is it? I don't know. I genuinely don't remember. Working off Living and Leaving. It might be. But I'm working on living. I'm working on leaving. I'm working on leaving the living. I loved him more than anything. Loved him more than anything. Loved anything more than everything. I like it. I think it's monotonous, but with a purpose, kind of like Long Drive stuff. Give me 1 second. And we're back. Pogging up. I just look at the recording time. This is already 27 minutes. That's absurd. Oh, Doing the Cockroach. This might be the ultimate Modest Mouse banger. And Isaac wrote this song specifically because they needed something play at shows, and by golly, did it work. Like, oh man, it's so good live. I had the incredible blessing of seeing this song live in my second show, I believe. Yeah, the first one was Cowboy Dance, second one was this. I think Doing the Cockroach gets a 10. It's just amazing. It's so fun. It's just a perfect rager. It's a perfect pit song. Cold Part. I probably like this song more than the average person, which is kind of a kick in the nads after putting it in 6. I think it's a pretty good atmospheric cut. But I think it might go on a little bit too long. I still think it's good though. Shit in Your Cut. I think I'll put it in the same part as it. No, I think Cold Part is a higher 6, but it's still a 6. But Shit in Your Cut is, I don't know. I kind of like the weird feeling to it. It's kind of like. It's a little bit uncomfortable. I kind of like that. Out of Gas is one of the 2 weakest songs off Lonesome Crowded West to me, which I know will get a lot of people throwing stones through my window, because a lot of people really like this song. I think it's good, but it's just not as good as a lot of the other songs. But I think it's better than those two. I Had a Drink the other day. Also, the worst, or the second worst song on Lonesome Crowded West being a step-in is an achievement. A Different City. I think that this song is a banger. I really like the chorus is great. Through the cracks in the wall, slow motion for all. Oh man, yeah, I think that's a pretty good song. Man, my brain cannot, like, the bass line and guitar riff, the intro are just melded together in my brain. I was trying to separate them right then, but I just couldn't. You know, I think that's actually an 8. I think that's a really good song. Also, it's like Our Blood Oxidizes line. I think that's fun. Satin in a Coffin. This song was referenced by Manchester Orchestra in a 10 out of 10 song of theirs. But Alice in Tears by Manchester Orchestra is better than this song. Satin in a Coffin, I like I don't even know what instrument that is in it. but I think it's pretty good. Convenient parking. Oh, this would be so fun. Like if I wish I could teleport back to like 1998 and see this song live. It would be so much fun. Anthony Fantana also tweeted out and said it's a banger, so it's a banger. Sorry, kid, that's just how objectivity works. Ice Cream Party is my favorite of the three singles that they released. Well, recently is not even true. When did this come out? It was like 2019. Oh! November 15th. Guys, I don't know if we're getting a new album. Anyway, I think that this is a good song. I think that that's a good song. It might, no, actually I think it goes up to 8. I like the sitar bit a lot. I think that's just easily the best of the three. I think I listened to it like 30 times a day. It came out. Mitch, I know you and I just did nothing but listen to that song. That is, if you're watching, Teeth Like God's Shoe Shine. Do we even have to discuss this? Teeth Like God's Shoe Shine is like one of the most celebrated alt-rock songs of the era. I don't think I have to deliberate very much. It's the perfect opener. Life of Arctic Sounds. I think it's a pretty fun song. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's just a banger. I like it more than Big Blue Sedan, so I'm moving it up. Dance Hall. Dance Hall is a banger. I think it gets a 7. I think that's fair. Gray Ice Water. I love this song. And sometimes it feels like I'm the only one that loves this song. It's so bleak. It's so just... I got... The lyrics just... It paints just this vivid picture, you know, of just being in Alaska fishing, just out on the gray ice water and just being just emotionless, just being empty. I was so excited when I saw that song live in my first show, because that's one of the ones I wanted to see most. And they did the extended outro. It was like a life-changing experience. Gray Ice Water gets a 9 from me. Just because that really depressing atmosphere. Hard Cook's Brain. I've grappled a lot with this song because I almost feel like I don't like it as much as I should. Like, it was one of their singles off the album, and it feels like I should love it a lot more, but I think it's like... I think it's probably like an 8. I know a lot of people would probably call me out on that, but I think it's like an 8. Gravity Rides Everything, also an 8. But higher than Dark Center of the Universe, but I'm not going to actually organize it like that. Yeah, it's pretty poppy for the time, but I think it's good, so shut up. I Came as a Rat. The best thing this song did was become the outro of Spinning Venom for the Electric Factory bit. Also, you want to know something crazy? Those songs literally use the same riff, because it was... I'm balding. Okay, there. Like that's so Spinning Venom's version of that, whereas. Well, obviously not played well because I didn't prepare this at all. I just in the spur of the moment. But this. You can obviously see which song I like more, but the part. I don't know, but I've been told he's bacon. I don't know, but I've been told he's baking cakes inside our souls. Stayed awake, took a nap. I got myself my bottles back, and I'm breaking them down on the street. I'm walking around my own bare feet. I do not need you to tell me that I'm not a cat. And then, you know, he does the second part as well. Conrad Costumier's never cut his hair. It takes a long time to make it fake. We were sitting down and like watch Dirt Off Our Intentions, rambling about bad inventions. That's literally ingrained into my mind more than any lyric ever, because how many times I've listened to that live version of Spitting Venom. Anyway, that's the best thing to happen to that song. It's a 7. I literally spent like 3 minutes just playing Spitting Venom because of that song. Foreshadowing. What can I say? I'm a filmmaker. Be Brave. I think that's a pretty fun song. I think it's probably above Shit in Your Cut, but it's not more than a 7, of course. I said of course, because the next one is Of Course We Know. I think it's a pretty good closer. I think it's also a 7. I think the album is very 7 heavy. Perfect Disguise. You're not gonna believe this. The best part of Perfect Disguise is that I saw it live when it was only played live like 18 times at the time, so that's the rarity of my first show. Satellite Skin is awesome. Oh, Satellite Skin is so good. I love just the opening kind of crunchy guitar, and then the boom dun 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 dun, and when it kind of hits the not, it's not a solo, but then boom dun 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 dun, which is the solo. Parting the Sensory rocks. This song is just, it's a song that's bitter about death, and those don't come regularly. This song is awesome. It's what can you do about the inevitability of death except for be pissed that someone's, I worked for this carbon and someone else is gonna take it? Sounds like socialism to me. I'm actually going to put it at 9. I really dig this song. And the string work in the end is great too. Tundra Desert. It's a really fun song. You know what I'm starting to realize? Long Drive is... its sum is greater than the parts. I'll talk about that in like maybe a later video. I'll probably will never make a later video. I'll just talk about making one though. I got it almost. I hated the song when I first heard it, but I'm kind of into it now. I think the guitar is really nice. It's super aggressively pop music, but the kind of the outro is really nice. It has some great guitar work. Cowboy Dan. I think Cowboy Dan's a 9. I'm not gonna put it at 10. Am I gonna put it at 10? Am I gonna put Cowboy Dan at 10? I think Cowboy Dan might. Look. I think it's going to be a border. It's going to be a borderline. Doing the Cockroach over Cowboy Dan? No, I can't do that. Okay, come on now. Maybe Lonesome Crowded West is my favorite Modest Mouse album. Who cares, because they had 2 perfect albums. Well, almost perfect, because there's one song in Lonesome Crowded West that I don't like as much. Guilty Cocker Spaniels. He goes, a happy Halloween, which is funny because you can post it every Halloween. I think it's like a 7. I actually know the chorus is great. Ocean Breeze Salty is amazing. I don't think you need to be told that, but I think it's the weakest of the first 3 songs off the album, but the first 3 songs are still like a perfect triad. Space Travel's Boring is a great closer. I think that's an 8. Can't see every time. Oh, Trucker's Atlas. I don't know the consensus on this song, but I really dig it. I think Trucker's Atlas rocks. So much so that I'm gonna put it in 9. I think it's such a good atmospheric cut, and like the title suggests, it's my favorite song to drive to. It makes me feel like a badass while I'm driving. Makes me feel like I'm driving a truck. I remember I listened to the song when I was playing American Truck Simulator, and it's awesome. Dramamine? Come on now. We don't need, this is another one we don't need to talk about. This is like an all-time classic alt-rock song for a reason. It's incredible how Modest Mouse hit a 10 on their first album song. Tiny Cities Made of Ashes. It's got some real energy to it. I'll put it in 8. Lives is, no, I'll put Tiny Cities Made Out of Ashes in 7 and Lives in 8. Because I don't think those two are all in the same tier, but Lives is an 8. Really pretty methodical song. Custom Concern. Just that line, I get up just about noon, Brain sends a message for me to reach for my shoes and walk. Gotta go to work, gotta go to work, gotta have a job. It's heartbreaking. And the delivery is perfect. And the whole instrumental is just, it's so plodding. It's so almost monotonous, but it's somewhere between like comforting and depressing, perhaps both. It's really good. Exit does not exist. I might catch some flack for this one, but I think it's like better than Head South. I think that's an 8. I think it's a good song. I think I like this song like a fair amount more than the average Modest Mouse saying. Fire It Up. I think this is a really good song. Oh man, the 8 tier is just freaking loaded. Fire It Up I really like. I think it has some fun lyrics too. By fun I mean like, well, it's kind of like that classic meme where it's like a graveyard next to a playground. It's like the lyrics versus the song. All Night Diner, I really, really dig All Night Diner. In fact, I'm putting it 9. It's just so uncomfortable. It makes you feel antsy. And, like, when that, you know, it's a really atmospheric song because you feel the lyrics. Like, one thing guy is saying, like, when I have sex, I was thinking about the pavement so I can avoid premature ejaculation. Like, just some random coked out dude coming up to you and giving you sex tips, it feels that uncomfortable. It feels just, ugh! It feels like, oh man. It puts you in the mood, but in that case, the mood is just being very uncomfortable. Make Everyone Happy / Mechanical Birds. This is going to be a borderline. No, it's not. This is a 10. Make Everyone Happy / Mechanical Birds is incredible. Mechanical Birds, I know, you know, Izzy adores this song, and so as do I. I think the especially Mechanical Birds is like peak Modest Mouse. Actually, I'm gonna hold that statement for just a few more seconds here. Fly trapped in the jar. One wing wasn't even enough. It wasn't even enough. I think it's a 7. Despite giving that much effort into my impression, I still think it's a 7. Fun song though. It's a lot of fun. I think it's a high 7. History 6 to Your Feet. I think the opening with like the bit of you know, World at Large is really clever, but past that I don't think it's that great. Interstate 8. I know I said Mechanical Birds is peak Modest Mouse, but this is literally the quintessential Modest Mouse song. If I have to pick one song to sum up everything about Modest Mouse, it's Interstate 8. Interstate 8 has the aggressive, screaming, hurt vocals. Interstate 8 has the masterful, incredible, some of the best of all time lyrics. Interstate 8 just has that incredible outro. Interstate 8 is, it might be like one of the best songs ever. Interstate 8 is incredible. And totally deserves the whole EP named after it. The Best Room, I might catch flack for this one. That's okay. Come at me. Attack me all you want. I am right. The Best Room's lyrics are so funny. It's really well written. It's so clever. It's just it's a really funny song if you look into the lyrics. I think it's really well written. I'm gonna stop repeating myself. Float On. Oh man. No, I know the answer. So do you. Popular or not, it's a 10. But under this condition, do not separate these two. These two cannot be separate. If you combine them, they're the single greatest opening to any album of all time. Yes, even being my favorite album of all time, Kid A. Those two. Immaculate start. Lounge? Lounge is awesome. I like Lounge more than Lounge Closing Time. I'm going to put Lounge 9 because I'm nuts. It's super atmospheric. It really puts you in the place of where the song is. And, you know, Long Drive is obviously drive-in music and it's perfect drive-in music. It is something to kind of zone out to. It's something to really just, I don't know. People as Places as People. I like this song. Probably more than the average. Actually, I don't know how much the average person liked the song. I haven't been on the Modest Mouse subreddit in a while because everyone there is a dick. But there we go. Semen Genius. I think it's fun, but well, is it a necessary breakup in the mood of the album? Because Little Motel into Spitting Venom like might be a little bit too much. Because especially what I just almost said sitting motel. Little Motel is like when you break up and you're like crying about it. The Spitting Venom is like when you break up, you like put a sledgehammer through your ex's car windshield. And I think like that tonal whiplash might be a little bit too much. So I do think there needed a song in between them. I think it's a pretty good song. I think it's I'd say it's as good as People Has Places as People. Also, People Has Places as People having 2 guitar solos is raw. Neither of them are that long, but it's crazy. Never Ending Math Equation, it's a good opener. Oh, come on, I gotta be more granular than this. Look at that discrepancy. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's kind of disseminate some of 8. What here can be moved? No, this is all right. Okay, I can move a different city to 7. Despite like me talking about loving it. Dark Center Universe. You're on thin ice. Tundra Desert. No, Tundra Desert. If space travel is boring, deserves to be moved down. I think Guilty Cocker Spaniels moves down. Despite having a great chorus. I think we can trim more fat later. I'm just trying to not be a centrist, I guess. I've been watching a lot of J-Reg recently. Centricide baby. Education. Education is a solid 7. It's Education and Semen Genius are like the same song in my head. If I put Semen Genius at 8, what am I doing? Semen Genius is a 7. Those are kind of the same song to me. And they're both good. They're calling education somewhere in between. I wish I could hit somewhere in between. No, it's not like that. It's like somewhere in between. Like maybe that closer, but I still think I'm not hitting it well, and I just forced you to listen to me doing that. Bankrupt Unselling, you already know. Come on. Bankrupt Unselling is some of the most pungent songwriting Modest Mouse has ever done. It's perhaps the most concise Modest Mouse song because it packs a full like 6-minute punch into like 2.5 minutes. And Trailer Trash, I mean, I don't think I have to discuss that either. Trailer Trash is just a masterpiece. Trailer Trash, I have to reunite it with the trio. There. Nope. Get out of your teeth like God's shoe shine. There. That run of 3 songs is perfect. Edit the Sad Parts, we're going. That's a great run of songs. Edit the Sad Parts. Edit the Sad Parts is also a song on my Songs to Ruin My Week too. Frankly, I can't even recommend the Modest Mouser video for this because I think it is a little bit too much. I think it's a little bit too much, frankly. I don't think that's the video I'll ever watch again. To put it bluntly, it's a song of, kind of fit to videos of people jumping off Golden Gate Bridge. And, yes, it's topical. Yes, it's very pretty. Yes, it's fitting. Do I really want to see that? No. Is that good for my mental health? No. So that's not a video I watch, and I don't really listen to the song very much because I know it's also bad for mental health too. But it's incredible. I mean, mental health, good or not, doesn't change how good the song is. I was saying there's 3 mess songs. There are 2 mess songs, but no, Out of Gas is actually about this one. Might as well just... Spoilers! No, screw you. No, not 4. There. Okay. Long Distance Drunk is boring without a reason. It forgets what made the boring songs on Long Drive work, and is just kind of monotonous for little reason. What do we got next? Oh, Whale Song. You know what would be fun? Yeah, sure. Let's. What, we're like 49 minutes into the video. Might as well get out the bass. Might as well freaking, you know. No. What is it? Yeah, it is. No. What? See, you thought I was cringe. It just I had to get going, and then oh look at me, and then. I like how the bass line keeps evolving. I mean, that song, it's like it's really just a poster child example of how monotony can be done right, or how kind of repetition and building and like don't even need lyrics to have kind of a really great build. A whale song is awesome. Whale song is very good. What do we got next? Paper Thin Walls. I don't really like Paper Thin Walls. It's one of the weakest songs on the album to me. I don't. I guess it's supposed to be like a pop song, but it kind of fails, to be quite honest. Autumn Beds. This was the rarity I saw, or this is another rarity, I guess, because I also saw Perfect Skies in the first show, but I saw this and it was rare at the time. And I got baited because I thought he was gonna play King Rat because he pulled out the banjo, and then he played Autumn Beds, and I felt like the rug had been pulled out from under me, but then he played King Rat later anyway, so it's okay. I think Autumn Beds. It's an autumn song for sure. Beachside Property is awesome. This is such a good song. I'm considering putting it in 10. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it deserves to be there. Beachside Property is incredible. It's just it's a perfect kind of like I don't know, somewhere between monotonous and prog, which kind of seem like different things, but the way it just keeps evolving, and I don't know, I think it stays in the perfect length and really creates that deep atmosphere that Long Drive has. It does that very well. Strangers to Ourselves, I think I like this song a lot more than other people, and probably even Isaac Brock, considering he constantly forgets the lyrics when he's doing it live. I think that's a really nice opener. I think it's really sad too. Well, especially the instrumental paired with the lyrics about just wanting to forget and wanting to or be thinking you're lucky because he slept through something. Lucky that we slept. It's kind of it's a heartbreaking opener. It's really sweet too because of the instrumental. Medication, I had kind of a distaste for this song for a long time, but now, I mean, its lyrics are just incredible. Hold on. Can we just pull up some lyrics? I mean, I love it's just a beautiful depiction of, being bipolar. And you have this part that means nothing, and then you have this part, which is the manic phase in the song, displays that idea. Probably don't need me to explain this, but just doing stuff because you feel you need to do stuff without even a real reason. Then this is just, it's incredible, poetry. We're all doctors trading sadness for numbness. That's one of the best Modest Mouse lyrics, and that's saying a lot. Broke, I remember in the junior year, I covered the song with a friend. That was a ton of fun. This song is another 10. Broke is amazing. It's really impressive because it's just based on a lot of repetition and it's not very long, but it's amazing anyway. Poison the Well, I think it's a 6. I saw it live, and the live version is a lot better than the studio version, which is kind of a shame, at least in my opinion. But I think it's a 6. Oh, Shit Luck. Oh man, seeing that they closed with Shit Luck in my first show, and I just lost it. The whole crowd was going insane. I remember like my older brother was there with me because I was like 15 and I was 14 at the time because I turned 15 3 days after the show, and everyone in the crowd, including myself, was just going nuts, jumping, dancing, like almost moshing, and he just wasn't. He was getting like destroyed because he wasn't just moving along with the crowd. He was like, "Wow, Sam, there were really people just jumping up against me in the last song," and I was like, "Yeah, you're supposed to. It's shit luck. What do you think is gonna happen? You gotta go insane because that's what the song is." Third Planet, I'm gonna roast it. I feel like I like this song less than the average person, but it's still really good. I think it deserves a 9. The fact that people think his lyrics are some kind of mystery is really funny to me. Maybe because it's some Christian, but it seems so obviously about religion and about God. It's very impressive that I think, like, at least in my opinion, that some people don't make that connection. King Rat. This song, it perfects the Modest Mouse descent into madness. What can I say? It really makes you feel like you're foaming at the mouth. And also, freaking Heath Ledger was directing the music video. Lampshade on Fire, for a while, was my favorite of the 3 pop songs. Kind of the 3 primary Modest Mouse pop songs. That is, Being Float On, this one, and Dashboard. Now, of course, I think Float On's better, but I still say it. I think Lampshade on Fire is a ton of fun. I think it's a great song. Ionizes and Atomizes, we're gonna hit like a lot of 9s here. Ionizes and Atomizes, I also think it's a 9. I think it's a really good atmospheric song. I think it's almost, well, just the way the bass just keeps going is really good. Night on the Sun, you thought we were in a patch of 9s? Guess what? We're hitting a patch of 10s. I feel like one of the luckiest people on earth to... The main set of my first show ended with Night on the Sun, and I remember I think I almost cried. I wasn't crying as too just enamored with the atmosphere to even do that, but I was close. I felt like I was connected with Isaac in that time when he was playing, and it was amazing. Stars Are Projectors is also kind of Modest Mouse's like progressive masterpiece. It's really, really good. And when people say it's overrated, I want to throw hands. Ohio, this might catch me. Oh man, we got 2 state songs in a row. Ohio, I might catch some flack for this because I know Ohio on the surface is kind of a boring song, but that's the point. Florida is worse than Ohio, but it's so good. Florida, Good Times Are Killing Me was my favorite song off Good News for a while. Remember back when I had such mortal things as crushes. I would like freaking it would hurt so bad because I'd like listen to Creep and then like ooh wow, Creep is so real, and then because like it felt good when I was talking with them, and then the second I wasn't, I was like ooh it hurt. So that hit a lot back then. Now it doesn't really hit as much because, the good times are awesome and I'm the best. I think it rocks. No, it rocks at a 9. Especially live versions are really good. Especially I saw it live in that first show and I nearly cried in that one too. And the whole crowd was singing the good times are killing me. Like the entire room's just lost in it. It was incredible. Wild Pack of Family Dogs. I mean, look, it's kind of a meme transition song. It's a meme transition song into a song that's not that great as well, which is kind of a shame. Life Like Weeds. This one is gonna, it might piss people off. I don't know the consensus on Life Like Weeds, but this song was an intensely emotional song for me. I remember this was in 8th grade when I was really obsessed with this song, but I think it's actually better than Stars Projectors. just because it has some really potent lyrical themes, like the way that it starts out, "You're just a rock to me," as in you're something that's crushing me, and later as "You're a rock to me," as in like you're an anchor. I think that lyrical motif they use and they switch it, that Isaac kind of did that. I think that's incredibly clever and very, very well done. I think that's awesome, and that's one of the standout moments. Also, the whole kind of like esoteric, existential outro is really great. That's a fantastic song. What can I say? Novocaine Stain. Some of the incredibly clever lyrics as well with it. Named after the places they replaced, or named after the whatever they replaced. So welcome to Minnow Brook and welcome to Shady Space. That's so clever. One Chance. I think One Chance. I think 7 is right for that song. Breakthrough. I think Breakthrough is an 8. And there's a reason I picked Breakthrough before Spitting Venom, because as you may have seen when I was playing guitar, I kind of like this song. For a very, very long time, I think about 5 years, Spitting Venom was my favorite song of all time. Spitting Venom was the one. Spitting Venom was like my life's obsession. I remember I listened to this like 2 times a day before my first show. And then guess what? They opened my first show with Spitting Venom. And then guess what? They closed the encore of my second show with Spitting Venom. It felt like a direct gift from God in that moment. And it still kind of does, that I was that lucky. Spitting Venom is a perfect song. Spitting Venom, I said that Stars Projectors, Modest Mouse's prog masterpiece. No, it's Spitting Venom. Spitting Venom's lyricism is so witty. It has such a bite to it. It's so bitter. It's so angry. It's so toxic. And just the music to it. The way that the opening, nothing overstays its welcome. The opening acoustic bit is just exploded into this. Oh man, it's so fun to play on guitar, but that's a song I'll never cover because I can never do it justice. There's no way that I could ever do this song the justice it deserves. And then, I think in my Radiohead moment, video, I referred to the best moment in music as the opening of Everything is Right Place. That was a lie. The best moment I've ever heard in music is the trumpets in this song. When they come in, it's like, I don't care, asexual or not, that's better than orgasm. Like, grow up. If you like sex more than this song, you're actually an idiot. Grow up. Because sex is temporary. Spitting Venom is an 8-minute song that can be looped as much as you want. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna talk about this song for another like 5 minutes, so you better strap in. Anyway, there's also the live version from Electric Factory, which is immaculate. Because they have the 8-minute song, and then they add an 8-minute outro, which involves I Came as a Rat, Ice on the Sheets, and King Rat. It loops all those songs in there into like a great medley. And I don't know how much of it is improv and how much is practice, but it's just perfect. Thing is, in that performance, the trumpet is a little bit out of key, which is a shame. It sounds a little bit bad. Which is why I think ultimately, well, no, I don't prefer the studio version. I think they're equal, but they both occupy incredible spaces in my favorite music of all time. Like, I think I could sit here and talk for incredible amounts of time. The one sad thing about the song is I do think I got a little bit burned out in it. I do think I listened to it so much and so often that it kind of lost a little bit of meaning to it. Also, the version I have on my We Were Dead split red and blue record is a little bit different than the studio version. I actually prefer the Spotify version, I should say. A little bit different than the Spotify version. I actually prefer the version on Spotify, the version on streaming. So I don't really like to listen to the version on my record, which is a little bit of a shame, but it's still a beautiful record, so I don't regret the purchase at all. Anyway, I think here's enough deliberation. And let's do the special service. I think it deserves it. And I hope you do too. So I just spent a lot of time talking about that. Let's name it. Go. That's what it is. And there we go. There is almost every Modest Mouse song ranked. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit nasally right now. But that's where it is. You can kind of see bell curve stuff coming in again with 8 having the most, and then kind of all of that, but that's just to be expected. The massive drop off between 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 just kind of shows the quality of this band. One thing I do wish was on this song, Whenever You See Fit. My computer's been holding up a lot better this time than last time, but it doesn't like when I Google. This song, this is required Modest Mouse listening. If you've never heard this, it's a crossover of the 764 Hero. And it's just, it's another song on the songs that I can't, would ruin my week. It's the song that I can't really listen to because I have very self-destructive tendencies. That I've heard this song and cried to it probably the most out of any song ever. And can I just show you the album cover? It's perfect. This album cover somehow fits perfectly for the mood. Just those dudes in kind of their winter jackets just dicking around at midnight. It's perfect. Because that's really what it feels like. It feels like a kind of winter midnight walk. This, I want it really bad, but I don't know if it's good. I don't know if I should have it, because I think it would be something really self-destructive for me. And finally, this meme is very funny. It's a impact font meme, but I really like this meme. Anyway, Whenever You See Fit's a 10. Whenever You See Fit would fit in easily as a 10. Shame they didn't have all the Night on the Sun stuff, or all they didn't have like So Much Beauty and Dirt. They didn't have Here It Comes. They didn't have The Air. I'm probably the person in the world that thinks of The Air the most, because I don't think anyone else thinks that song at all, and I think about it like once a week. It gets stuck in my head. It's that's the song I commit a crime to. That's the song that I'd smoke a lot of weed and get really paranoid to. Anyway, yeah, it didn't have anything off Everywhere in a Nasty Parlor Tricks, which is a shame, because that's a good EP. Not having Fruit That Ate Itself is largely fine for me. I'm not really a huge fan of that EP, except for Dirty Fingernails is great. Didn't have Sad Sappy Sucker, but I mean, come on, most of Sad Sappy Sucker would be in like 5, or perhaps even 4, except for like, I really like 3, 2, 1 Lisp Off. I like, of course, Duke's Up is a classic. Four Fingered Fisherman, My Seat Cheese. I believe there's one other one, but I'm forgetting it right now. Anyway, I think those would be where those are placed. And then if this included like, non-official songs, I think Beta Carotene would be like a 9. Dead End Job, The Dead Letter Office. It's a great Modest Mouse song. You should look that one up and listen to it. That would also be like a 9. And some of the other rarities are good too. Like You'll See is great. I like Needlepoint and Calculus Man. It's all good stuff. You should just listen to every single like sound Modest Mouse has ever recorded, like I have. But there we go. I think I've talked enough. I think I've deliberated enough. Spend an hour and 8 minutes. This is even longer than the Radiohead one, which makes sense because this is my favorite band of all time. But there we go. There's every Modest Mouse song ranked, well, almost every Modest Mouse song ranked, but I ranked all the ones, or most of the ones that I didn't talk about, kind of verbally. So, I think you get the point. Hair game kind of weak right now, to be quite honest with you. It's kind of ooh.